welcome back to Wrestling Flash. In this WWE and all things wrestling video we are going to look at the best and worst of WWE Raw, Paige furious with WWE, former WWE superstar arrested, Brock Lesnar's babyface run investigated, and more. It was a great episode of Raw to end February 2022. There's only 1 month left on the road to WrestleMania, and Monday night was action-packed. Perhaps the big talking point comes from the back-to-back heel turns. 2 more matches have been made official for WrestleMania 38, and the journey to the grandest stage of them all is quickly coming to a close. From this Friday, we enter the final month on the road to WrestleMania. The issue with the red brand is that it doesn't have a regular world champion to represent the brand at present. However, that didn't stop WWE from putting out another great episode. Number 3. Best, Edge's heel turn on Raw. Edge returned to Raw to seek a definitive answer for his WrestleMania challenge. He was finally met with a response, and AJ Styles came out to set up the dream match. However, things didn't go to plan on Raw in the final segment. Rather than a handshake and pointing to the WrestleMania sign, Edge decided to take it a step further and assaulted AJ Styles. What started off as an attack ended with a low blow and a series of brutal chair shots to cement a heel turn. This was undoubtedly the best part of Raw this week, and Edge's heel turn and dream match against AJ Styles are welcome. It will be a classic at WrestleMania 38. Number 2. Worst, the 24/7 Championship picture. The 24/7 title is truly just a prop in what has become a romantic quadrilateral. While Dana Brooke and Reggie continue to tease a romance with their kisses on Raw, Tamina made a move on Akira Tozawa. It's a cheesy storyline that has some entertainment value, but it adds nothing to the show. The 24/7 Championship may have run its course, and it's simply not the same without R-Truth looming around. Number 2. Best, Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens. It should come as no surprise that Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens are the highlights of Raw and have been so this year. Their alliance is comedic gold, and this week, they had a hilarious segment with Alpha Academy before they proceeded to defeat the Raw Tag Team Champions in a non-title match. They even proposed a champions versus champions match against the Usos should they win. Hopefully, that doesn't happen because one title unification is enough. Either way, Rollins and Owens are guaranteed to be one of the best parts of the WrestleMania card, whatever their role is. With rumors of Stone Cold Steve Austin wrestling dying down, it's likely that we'll see them in a tag team role. Number 1. Worst, Randy Orton's potential injury and the botch on Raw. Randy Orton was out of luck this week on Raw. It was unfortunate what happened as he suffered a pinfall and potentially an injury as well. RK Bro took on the Street Profits and suffered a defeat in what looked like a botched finish in 2 aspects. For one, Orton's leg didn't reach the rope and Angelo Dawkins tried adjusting it, making the finish look awkward. However, Randy Orton seemingly suffered an injury after a botched frog splash from Montez Ford, and the referee and Riddle looked visibly concerned after the bell rang. It was a rough spot overall and one of the low points of the show this week. Number 1. Best, Damian Priest's heel turn. Damian Priest vs. Finn Balor was perhaps the highlight of the show this week. After nearly 200 days with the title, Priest lost it to the Irishman, who is now only one tag team title win away from becoming a WWE Grand Slam champion. Finn Balor won the US title, but instead of congratulating him on a clean win, Damian Priest was bitter and blamed the fans for never having his back. He proceeded to assault Finn Balor, finally cementing his heel turn. It has a good WrestleMania program potential, and hopefully, this is the direction that WWE goes in for the United States Championship at the grandest stage of them all. Former WWE superstar Cain Velasquez arrested. Ex-WWE and UFC star Cain Velasquez has reportedly been arrested after being involved in a shooting in San Jose, California. According to NBC Bay Area, the shooting occurred at 3:14 p.m. local time. 1 person was wounded and taken to a hospital. The San Jose police revealed on social media that the man who was shot has non-life-threatening injuries. The report further stated that Velasquez has been jailed at the Santa Clara County Jail and has been imprisoned without bail. Velasquez is a 2-time UFC heavyweight champion, ending his MMA career with a 14-3 record. The American then turned his attention towards pro wrestling, first appearing for Mexican promotion AAA in 2019 and then later being signed up by WWE. He quickly began a feud with former UFC rival Brock Lesnar, and the two had a match at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia, where the Beast Incarnate got his win back against Velasquez. That turned out to be the former UFC star's one and only televised match in Vince McMahon's promotion as he was released in April 2020. He returned to AAA in December 2021 where he featured in a 6-man tag team match. Ex-WWE manager gives honest take on Brock Lesnar's babyface run. Former WWE manager Jim Cornette has provided his honest opinion on Brock Lesnar's current run as a babyface. Cornette seemed to be all praise regarding Lesnar's new gimmick. A week ago, on Monday Night Raw, Lesnar was confronted by his former manager Paul Heyman. In the aftermath of the Elimination Chamber Premium Live event, the WWE champion made his intentions clear of becoming a double world champion. During episode 420 of the Jim Cornette Experience, The wrestling veteran pointed out all of Lesnar's newest aspects as a babyface. He also hilariously claimed if Happy Brock had been sipping out of Happy Corbin's flask lately. Cornette stated, "I'm not getting tired of seeing his gimmick to the hilt and the lumberjack shirt or coat or whatever with the other thing underneath it and the jeans and the black cowboy hat and the pigtails. And he is shaking children's hands and smiling and he was laughing and said to the people, 'Thank you, very kindly for his ovation. I appreciate it. What is this with this new Happy Brock? Has he been sipping out of Happy Corbin's flask, you think?' said Jim Cornette. At WrestleMania 38, Brock Lesnar will face Roman Reigns in a champion versus champion match. Lesnar will be heading into the show of shows as the WWE Champion, aiming to dethrone the head of the table. Reigns has been the WWE Universal Champion for months and has already defended his title on multiple occasions against the very best WWE had to offer. The Tribal Chief will be heading into Mania 38 on the back of a huge win over Goldberg from Elimination Chamber. At the same premium live event, Lesnar dethroned Bobby Lashley to win the WWE title. The Beast Incarnate survived the gruesome chamber structure with Austin Theory, AJ Styles, Riddle, Seth Rollins, and Lashley before going on to add another world championship to his list of accomplishments. What do you think of Lesnar's latest run in WWE? Let us know in the comments section below. Paige sends furious 5-word response after being left out of WWE 2K22. Paige hasn't been in the ring for over 4 years now. It's hard to believe that we're closing in on 4 years since she officially announced her retirement post-WrestleMania 34. However, she is still under a WWE contract. The former Divas champion wasn't happy with being left out of the 2K22 roster. Every year, WWE 2K releases a WWE game featuring different cover stars. This year's edition made the headlines after it was announced that Lucha legend Rey Mysterio will be the cover star of the game. The 2K22 roster features 149 wrestlers, out of which 59 are inactive. Paige has been in every edition since her main roster debut, and it will be the first time in 8 years that she hasn't been a playable character in the game. She put out a furious response to the official WWE Games Twitter handle, asking where she is. It's an understandable sentiment, but one has to wonder whether it has anything to do with the fact that her contract expires by June of 2022. She stated that if she is to re-sign, she will look to have Twitch streaming as a part of her deal. The retired star wasn't the only one who was left out. Current superstars who are active on the roster were left out as well, and she asked about the status of superstars like Zelina Vega, Doudrop, and the Hall of Famers the Bella Twins, Nikki and Brie Bella. Admittedly, it is surprising as to how quite a few current superstars have been left out of the roster on 2K22. If Paige doesn't re-sign with WWE by this year, then the previous edition will have been her last. She was a part of WWE 2K15 up until 2K20. Will 2K release a second part of the roster? Is Paige right in being upset at her omission? Voice your thoughts in the comments section below.